I know every club that I've worked in, you know, they have a poster up about sex trafficking and like watching the signs and stuff. And like me personally, I've worked in a lot of clubs, and I've never met a girl that I felt like was being held there against her will that I needed to reach out about. But if I ever did experience that, then I would, you know, definitely try to reach out to her or do my part. But I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of women who were bosses and like were just there to make extra money or provide for their families, but they were there because they wanted to be, and they were maybe not super ecstatic about it, but they would rather be there than at a 9 to 5, put it that way.
So talk a little bit about like the emotional intelligence that it takes to do what you do, because we talked a little bit earlier about like some of the dangers, but I mean, overall, like what do you, when you're walking into any of these situations, you know, what are some of the things that it takes to really be on top of your game and be aware of what you need to do?
You really have to be able to separate with any job you have to be able, right, to separate. I hope I haven't had cookies in my mouth this whole time. I'll smash these cookies. But you have to be able to, with any job, separate work from home, right? And I feel like at the club, you not only have to separate work from home, but you have to compartmentalize all your emotions. Because when you get to work, like, I won't say you're not going to make money, but the philosophy that I teach is you don't make money being the sad girl. You don't make money being the girl that needs help, or like that needs help, that doesn't have money for her rent tomorrow. Like being the begging girl in the club, or the sad girl, or the girl with issues, like that might be some girls' hustles. Like some girl, that might be her hustle, and she makes pity money all night. But for me, and like most of the successful dancers I see, they're upbeat, they're happy, they're fun. They're like the manic pixie dream girl, like perfect, having a good time, not like there to talk about their problems. If anything, they're there to listen to the customer's problems and make his problems better. So as far as like emotional intelligence, I mean, you 100% have to like be able to go into work with the mindset that, okay, I got shit going on, but while I'm here to attract as much money from people as possible. I'm going to show them a good time, make them feel good, and like, it's a service. Like, I don't go into the strip club like trying to scam men or trying to take advantage of men. I'm going there trying to provide a service for them, and I feel like that's how you're going to make the most money, is like seeing it as an exchange, and that's how you're going to be able to know your worth and charge whatever your price and not feel bad about it, because you know at the end of the day that you're providing a service for them and you're cutting off your emotions for them. You're doing a lot of shit for them to earn their money. So just like leave your emotions at the door. There's actually a phrase, a popular stripper shoe brand is called Pleasers, and people say pleasers on, feelings off. So when you put your pleasers on, your feelings are off. And that's not even just like stuff that you might have going on at home, but also stuff that might happen in the club, right? Like people might say shit to you that hurts your feelings. People might, like, I've cried at the club a couple times. Like, I don't know a stripper if a stripper tells you she's never got sad at the club and maybe even broke a tear at the club, like, she's probably not working enough, because there's gonna be a night, like, or a day or a moment where, like, either you're just not making money and you're frustrated with yourself, or somebody says something or does something to you that makes you so mad that, like, you want to break down, and, like, you can't. Like, you can give yourself a second, but you can't ruin your night over this one thing. So definitely being able to control your emotions is like a huge, huge part of dancing, and like turning them off when you need to. And then just doing a lot of self-care outside of work, like at the end of your shift and in your off time, like you have to be refilling your cup for sure.
How do you refill your cup?
Meditating. That's like the number one way. I meditate. I listen to a lot of different YouTube like things on attracting abundance. Like, I sleep to different frequencies. That's number one. I would say sleep frequencies. That's like the easiest way. So when you go to sleep, you've got whatever megahertz you want to find on YouTube, because I don't know all the different ones for what they do, but different frequencies have different healing components. So I'll try to find one that's like on releasing fear, guilt, and shame, attracting abundance, like just listening to different frequencies in your sleep. I feel like it's just like an easy, no-brainer, subconscious way. But then I also will try to meditate. I don't meditate every day, unfortunately. I really should. But when I'm working a lot, I take extra time to meditate because I know, like, you don't chase the money, you attract the money. And to attract the money, you have to be in alignment. So by meditating and like releasing different things that people may have, like, I feel like things get attached to you that you don't even realize spiritually. So you have to release these things or they can really weigh you down. And I feel like in the club with people drinking alcohol, like it's so easy. You're in an environment where spirits can attach to you. I don't want to get too deep, but like I feel like you're in an environment where spirits can attach to you, you know? So you want to be cleansing yourself. Sage, Palo Santo, spiritual baths. I mean, these are all different things in rotation to add to your routine so that you're not like super drained from giving people your energy and talking to your friends, telling them shit, because a lot of stuff happens in the club and people put their problems on you. So you need to have someone that you can like dump with as well.
I dig that. Talk about like the physical self-care, because I mean, I'm not sure. Now, you said you went to New York and they was barely dancing up there, but down here in Atlanta, exotic dancing is
it's a sport. It's an Olympic sport.
It's an Olympic sport. Okay, so tell me how you or a dancer that wants to work in these big markets like Atlanta and Miami, how they should train or work out or do self-care, because there has to be injuries, there has to be, you know, wear and tear on the body. There has to be, you know, constant maintenance. Like, talk about that process and what that's like and how it feels. Because I have dancer friends that say like they leave for the end of the night and they feel like they've been hit by a bus.
Yeah, you definitely have to. You will get a lot of wear and tear on your body, and you'll notice it quick. When you first start dancing, you're gonna have bruises every night. I mean, now I'm at the point where I've learned ways to avoid bruising as much as possible, but there's still gonna be times where you land wrong, or you're on your knee wrong, or you're just doing something that your body does not want to be doing in the wrong position. And I would say, like, I mean, shit, for the most part, you just got to get used to it. Like, you have to just get tough. I mean, take Epsom salt baths, obviously. Just take nice baths. Do things that athletes would do. But I don't really go too much out of the way. Like, I don't ice my bruises or anything like that. Like, I just kind of roll with the punches and let things self-heal. But maintenance, I mean, obviously you have to keep your nails and feet done. Like, you just gotta keep your nails and feet done. You don't have to have them long, you don't have to have them colorful or crazy, but keeping them like neat and manicured, that's something that when I'm dancing consistently, like, I can't fall off on. Like, I don't want to be that girl trying to convince a guy to get $1,000 room, but my nail is like broken. Like, you don't seem expensive, you know, when you don't have certain maintenance things kept up. So I would say, like, keeping your appearance well maintained, just in the form of like having your nails and feet done, having your hair done right for work. I don't care what you do when you're not at work, but, you know, looking presentable at work. I mean, working out, dancing is a workout on its own. So if you work out, like, if you're naturally fit and you're dancing 4 nights a week, like, you probably don't even need to work out. But just staying in shape in general, whatever that looks like to you, because I'm very blessed. Like, I thank my mom all the time. Like, I've like naturally like don't have to work out unless I want to. Then okay, I'll get a little pump fake, but I don't really have to work out. My skin is like, I'm just blessed from my mom, but for real. But like, yeah, you know, moisturize, do all the things like that you should do for like proper hygiene and like maintenance. Is pretty much the same for dancing. Just make sure you're taking care of like any bruises or scrapes you have too.
So I definitely agree with that. I think what's also interesting though, as a dancer, I'm a b-boy, a hip hop dancer.
Ooh.
Like there's a level of training that you still have to do and still have to stay up on so that you can like maintain those moves or do them bigger, faster. The two things that I'm thinking about right now are the dexterity in the hands and the feet, right? Talk about like, because I mean, you're doing what, hours? How many hours a night on a pole, you know, doing that and on your feet? What do you do to keep like your hands soft or keep those calluses and bruises and that in those areas? Because that's not something that you really, that's daily maintenance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I always say, like, honestly, so depending on the club you're at, you might not have so much stage time to the point where you start to get calluses and things like that. Your feet, though, for sure, like from wearing dancer shoes, your feet are going to start to get jacked up. Like you will get like bunions and calluses, and like I have pretty feet. Like I love my feet. And there's been times like from dancing so much that I'm like looking at my foot like, oh my gosh, like my precious feet, like they're getting fucked up from this. So like I said, like really just keeping up with pedicures or doing it yourself at home. Like your hands should be fine. You shouldn't have too many problems with your hands, but definitely your feet take a lot of maintenance in this profession if you're working a lot. Like if you working sporadically, then maybe not, but if you're wearing heels like 4 or 5 times a week, you definitely need to be maintaining your feet, and also go to the chiropractor. I forgot to mention that, but like I love my chiropractor. Like I found one that like if he asked me to marry him, I'd be like, I will marry you. Just crack my back twice a day.
You might see this and take you up on that.
That's like the best thing, because your body, like from wearing heels, I learned, or at least a meme taught me, I don't know how true this meme is, but a meme taught me that when you wear heels for a certain amount of time, it heels like realigns your whole posture, right? So like your whole body can be off of alignment just from wearing heels. And it was like saying, I think people that wear heels from like 9 to 12 hours a week, not a day, but only a week, 9 to 12 hours a week, wearing high heels is enough to mess up the alignment in your back. So just think how much we're on our feet and wearing heels. Like even if you're not a dancer, a lot of women wear heels a lot. So I think like definitely investing in getting a good relationship with a chiropractor is probably one of the biggest physical maintenance things I would say outside of pedicures and manicures.
While we're on this beauty subject, the other day you did a post talking about not wearing your locks out, and while you chose to wear wigs. First, I want to thank you for honoring me with your actual crown podcast. But give people a little bit of an understanding about hair and why performers wear wigs, and what the representation of that is for you.
Yeah, so and this is like knowledge that I kind of just developed on my own, like wisdom that I had to learn the hard way. So I grew my hair out. I started my locks in 2014. I want to say, 2014 I started my locks. And they had grown so long, so beautiful. But during that time, I did start working in the clubs. And last year, so many crazy things were happening to me. Like it was like a domino effect of just different things, different signs, all at once. And I actually got arrested. And I had my locks long and beautiful, whatever. Number one, I feel like I was profiled. One of the reasons I got arrested, I feel like, was because of my hair. But not only that, like while I was in jail, there was a bunch of girls and like they were just laying with like their head on the floor and like just being really nasty. And I was just thinking like, bro, like I hope she washes her hair. But then my next thought was, well, she can wash her hair and get this shit out, but I have locks. And locks, I feel like they really are hard to get all the way clean, or at least mine were. And like I'd had them for so long and I took good care of them and they were healthy and beautiful and strong. And when I got nervous or had anxiety, I would pick like lint out of my locks. Like that was my thing. Like I would start at the end of my lock and I would find a little piece of lint and I would pull it out, and then it would become a train of lint. And I something about sitting in that jail cell and seeing like their hair on the ground and then thinking about how like locks never really get really all the way clean, it made me feel like I wasn't spiritually clean. Like my mind took it not from like how dirty this room is, but my mind kind of thought like, okay, you know, think about all the stuff you've been through in the past couple years, and think about all the emotions that you have felt, and you feel like that's still with you. And like my answer was yes, like immediately. Like I felt like my hair was holding on to so much shit that I had been through, and I felt like and it had also held me back. A sidebar, like I applied for a lot of different gentlemen's clubs with my locks, and even though I would have them perfectly freshly retwisted, long and beautiful, curled, whatever style, like I would come in there looking like bomb, and they would tell me no every time. And I knew it was because of my hair. Like eventually I realized these white clubs do not want dreadlocks. No matter how beautiful I am, no matter how light skinned I am, dreadlocks are like rebellious and they don't like them. So obviously after getting arrested, well, not obviously, but I did need a lot of money. I needed a good lawyer. So I had to save like a lot of money, like almost 10 grand in a short amount of time to pay off my lawyer. Probably thinking I killed somebody or something, but I didn't do nothing that crazy. But
I understand. It's easy to rack up weird charges and then
yeah, exactly.
Court fees and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it sounds, I mean, honestly, I could have killed someone for the amount of money I had to pay this guy, but but so I was like, you know, I need to kill it. I was like, when I got out of jail, less than 24 hours later, I cut off all my hair. And I said, like, not all of it, obviously, but I cut off most of my hair into a bob. And I told myself, like, this is like a fresh start. Like, number one, I felt like my locks were carrying so much negative energy. Number two, I felt like a lot of that energy came from the club. And so from that point on, I said, you know what, my hair is short now. I can wear wigs. I'm going to go apply to these same clubs that denied me with my locks, with my wig on, and get hired, which by the way was super easy. Every club that denied me with my locks, I re-auditioned and they hired me with my wig. So that tells me that they were judging me by my hair. They didn't want that look. But then also, like, as I started to wear my wigs in the club, I felt so much more like free in that I was a different person. Like my persona was amplified because my identity was concealed a little bit. So it made me feel like, number one, like, okay, people don't have access to the real me right now, which I like, because when I'm at work, I'm not the dancer that like has a made up story and a fake name. Well, I have a dancer name, but like I don't have a fake identity that I give my clients or customers at the club. I'm pretty real. I'm pretty honest. I keep myself safe. I don't give out like too many details, but you know, I have no problem being open and being real with my customers. So like at that point, if they know everything about me and they see my dreadlocks, like they could really find me on the street. They could, you know, it's just a lot more, I feel like it's easier to find me because not everyone has dreadlocks.
Right.
But like now I wear my wig and I just feel like I can 100% like just relax, be free. And if they want to touch my hair, then they're touching a wig, versus everyone constantly, when I had my locks, like I didn't say, but when my locks were long, like the reason I felt like they were so like cursed almost from the club was because people would always touch them. Like people were obsessed with my hair. And so I just had so many energies go through my hair throughout the years. Like this time, like I'm way, way more protective of my energy because I don't just want locks because they're long and pretty. I want them because, you know, there's something special to me. And so, yeah, I feel like with going through all that and learning that on my own, I understand completely now why so many entertainers probably choose to disguise themselves or wear wigs, because like your hair that's your crown chakra. Like that's, you know, it's such a satellite to so many other realms, I feel like, into so many other ideas and things. So you really just want to be mindful of like who's coming into contact and who's like remembering your appearance based off that.
Yeah.
That was a really, really long answer, but
it was a perfect answer. I mean, there's so many things in that one bring true for, I think, for not just dancers, but for people with long hair or alternative hairstyles that they don't intend to change. I've been a long-haired boy, since I was a long-haired little boy. And it was something that in the conservative South, and, you know, my family was military and all that, they did not like that type of stuff. They didn't like me having long hair. They still don't like me having long hair, but they can't do anything about it now, you know? And so much of when you know you're good enough, but there's this barrier of entry, like you're saying, being able to know that you killed an audition, but then for some reason not be accepted and to find out that you're here, or to know that you're qualified for a job or would be great in an environment, but because you don't fit what that culture says you should look like, be it professional or whatever, you miss an opportunity. And for people whom have an ability to just flip and change their hair, or that fit in that status quo, they say, oh, just cut it. Just forget about it. Like, it's a part of your identity that's important to you. Well, that's important to us, because this isn't just a one-way thing. This is me talking to the people. You know, that part of our identity is important to us. And being able to freely be accepted as who we are is something that a lot of people lack, that look like us. You know, light skin, blonde hair. There are a lot of stigmas of where you come from and what you should look like and how you should behave. And it's important to really shed light on the deeper levels of, it's not just something, you know, it's not just something that you can discard or just treat like it's not a part of you. So I appreciated your long answer in that. And I feel that more people need to hear it, and hear it from as many different perspectives as they can, so that we can start changing the way that we look at it in culture, because we can change the way the legislation is, but ultimately we have to change the way people see and perceive before real change happens in a, you know, interpersonal level. Earlier, we talked a little bit, or at least we mentioned that we met through Hef at a conference. Let's rewind a little bit and talk about like that part of the lifestyle. So how did you connect with Hef and really start making your way into the sexuality realm on that side?
So I met Hef I met Hef like 4 years ago, actually, through one of my best friends, Elise. She's amazing. Shout out to her. But I met her through him, and it was just a quick introduction. I followed him on Instagram after that, but I didn't really know him that well. And then we became closer, I guess, after I moved to Charlotte. And he was always like, you know, I need you to come, like, you need to come be a bunny. And like, I'm just telling you, you need to come be a bunny. You'll love it. And I'm just like, what is a bunny? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and he, you know, he sells sex enhancement vitamins, and his logo is a bunny. So with all his events, he has these sexified bunnies that come with him and are like brand ambassadors and promote the brand. And so I started doing that with him a year and a half ago. I gave it in, and I went to my first Exotica, which is Exotica Miami. and it was amazing. And it opened my eyes to just like how much support that this community really does have. Before then, it just seemed way more taboo than inclusive. And now, like, especially after all this time I've spent going to different events like that with the team, I just realized now, like, and there's a space for everyone. Like, once you decide to become yourself and be yourself, like, your tribe will come to you, and people that support you will just start falling out the sky almost. So
falling out of me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And opportunities will fall out the sky. Like, so I mean, you just have to kind of set your intentions, and honestly, you don't even have to set your intentions. You don't have to know what the fuck is going on. Like, you don't even sometimes, because I know when I started with Hep, I didn't have any expectation. I didn't have any like dreams or goals within the industry. Like, I was just coming along like for a fun time. And I started to see like, okay, there's parts of myself that I could be exhibiting, or that I could be putting more to the forefront without judgment. And so I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. What were some of those things in yourself that you were able to find or unlock? In the exotic times and SDS times and all that.
Well, I found out that I'm a switch. So I loved being dominated, and I knew that, but I didn't know that there was like a term for it. And even now, like recently, I had sex with an old sex partner that I hadn't had sex with in like 4 years. And the sex was so great. And I realized while we were having sex that we had a dominant submissive relationship. But I didn't know that when we were messing around like 4 or 5, honestly, longer than 4 or 5 years ago. This was before I graduated. So yeah, maybe about 5 years ago. So like, I had this relationship with him, had no idea that it was a dom-sub relationship. I'm not sure if he's educated on the terms. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he is, but he never enlightened me that what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I never put a name to it. But when we had sex again recently, I was like, oh, wow. Like, I was basically his sub. Like, I didn't even know. And so, like, going through the different events and sex pos and stuff, I realized that I also like being dominant. So, and I like both pretty much equally. So that was one thing that I kind of had known in the bedroom, but I really was able to express it and even see that people get paid for it. Like, it was so eye-opening. So I would say definitely the fact that I'm a switch, as well as that I am an exhibitionist, which I did not before really know that I like being watched, but now I for sure know. And like, even like when I started my OnlyFans, a lot of people from my day job, did not know that I was doing it, and I kind of wanted to keep it that way. But of course, you know, all good things get out, and so
always a leaky faucet.
yeah. So everyone at my job knows now, but honestly, it kind of turns me on to think that they like are like watching me and talking about me. Like, I'll go in the break room and I just be like thinking, like, you know, like, what if they're watching me right now? Like, that'd be kind of hot. So yeah, like definitely exhibitionist.
So exhibition, not when you're sneaking.
Yeah.
So it's free and safe, you can watch, but you're not playing if
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk getting caught. Like, I like to show off when it's allowed.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. So naturally, over these last 4 or 5 years, you've like had all these experiences, you gained all these skills, and now you're starting to branch out and do your own stuff. Tell me a little bit about some of the projects you're working on and what we can expect.
So I'm really excited about a new idea that came to me really recently, but it manifested so quickly. Hustler EDU, so Hustler Exotic Dancer University, is an online academy for exotic dancers. So it's going to be full of classes and extracurriculars and fact sheets and all different sources, all different types of resources for dancers and strippers, or whatever you prefer to call yourself. I like the word stripper. I think it's dope. But it's for all my women out there that are hustling, making money in the clubs. And the first 2 courses just dropped this week. They're actually in pre-sale mode, so they're discounted right now. And those courses are Baby Stripper 101 and OnlyFans Academy. So Baby Stripper 101 is basically everything that a veteran dancer wishes she knew when she first started dancing, right? So we go over all the preliminary research you should do as far as finding a club, choosing your outfits, basically defining your image as a dancer, selling rooms. I mean, literally everything that you need to go kill it on your first night is in this course. And I'm just super excited about it because as long as I've been dancing, I see new girls come in all the time, and I see other dancers like make fun of new dancers when really it's like, we really should be helping them, because if they don't know what they're doing, then they mess up everybody's money. Like, as much as entertainers like to think that it's like a job where you don't need to collaborate with other women, it's true. You can make a lot of money in the club and never talk to another girl, and that's okay. But you want your club to have a certain reputation for the type of girls that are in there. And when you have new girls that come in and don't know what they're doing, or there's so many ways they could be doing things wrong, but you really just want you want to be able to help the new dancers. But at the same time, a lot of girls feel like, well, I don't want to help the new girls because they're going to make more money than me or whatever. So I feel like this online course is just a great resource for those girls that are maybe thinking about dancing, or maybe they just started, but they can't get that type of mentorship from another girl in the club that they really want mentorship from. So that course is like my baby. I'm super excited about that. And it has like over an hour of videos and like text and tips and just all kinds of awesomeness. And the OnlyFans Academy, that was more so just like, okay, I need to create this course because so many dancers are out of work right now. A lot of them are going to be turning to OnlyFans, and how can I help them make money in something that I've already been doing for a few months now? So OnlyFans Academy is going to teach you everything you need to know about coming up with your social media handle, creating your social media presence, or monetizing the presence that you already have, deciding your niche, what type of content you're going to be putting out, how to price it, how to keep your subscribers, like everything you need to know to stay within at least the top 20%. Now, I don't kill OnlyFans just because it's not a platform that like I put a lot of time into. I put more into it lately because I don't have nothing better to do. I'm out of work. But I would say like there are women that probably make way more money on OnlyFans than I do. But the question is, are they teaching you how to do it? So I'm teaching you all the strategies that I know that I've been able to sustain myself on OnlyFans with. And I think it's a lot of great information that's just going to get you making money immediately. So both of those courses are out now. They're dope as fuck. And yeah, support my latest venture. Why not?
That's what's
Make money.
What did Cat Williams say in Friday After Next? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him think.
Exactly.
So if you're trying to think, go check out her OnlyFans and her
Baby stripper.
Yeah. Stripper, what is it? Stripper, baby stripper?
Yeah, Baby Stripper 101. Yeah. So yeah, both of these courses are you can find them if you follow me, as well as my Instagram for the university is Hustler EDU. So at Hustler EDU. The link is there to buy the courses, to see what people are saying about it, because there's a lot of awesome reviews out right now. And yeah, let me know that you came from the podcast.
You know, you came up in the club because that name sounds like a Jeezy song. That sounds like a Jeezy album. Hustler EDU.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Jeezy album. Jeezy, that needs to be the name of your next album. I just said it. You heard it here first on Love Thy Body.
For real.
For real. So, I did a little deep dive into your Instagram and found some posts that I want you to tell us about what was going on in your life at that moment. Okay?
Okay. It's a fun game.
Yeah. So for this first one, which is this shot.
Okay.
Remember that?
That's my birthday.
That's your birthday? The caption says, I've been given so much power this past year. Power that has come from learning and unlearning about myself. It's just grateful. I'm just grateful for every lesson. Happy Earth Day to me. Tell me what power you felt like you had found and what was going on at that moment.
The power I found was my intuition. So I feel like I've been an intuitive person. I can't say my whole life, but I could say definitely in my adult life. Probably honestly in my younger years as well, I've been pretty intuitive, but didn't know how to recognize it, right? But lately, and especially the months leading up until my birthday, my most recent birthday, which was where that post is from, I feel like I was being tested a lot, but every test and every failure came from not following my intuition. Like, you can only be mad at yourself when you're doing everything right and you're still not following the signs. And I feel like I was meditating, I was journaling, I was talking out my feelings, I was really finding myself, and I was getting really good cues from my intuition for certain things, and I would ignore it. And then I would be surprised or upset when bad things happen to me. And it's like, yo, like, you're not doing all this praying and meditating to get your shit together and then not listen to yourself. Like, you're basically like becoming psychic and not listening to yourself. It's like you're fucking yourself up. And I feel like that's what was going on. So when I say like I learned and unlearned and I found things, it was like, okay, I really had to learn how to be disciplined and trust myself.
Yeah, that is important. That's a hard lesson to learn too. I'm glad you got it. That's gonna make you so much better in the years to come as you continue to glow up.
Yes, yes.
This next one is this photo from graduation.
Ooh.
Okay.
That might be like the first photo on my Instagram.
The caption says, revenge is like the sweetest joy next to your success. So every time I see a bitter nigga, I'm a flex. That was great. It was poetic, right? But the real question is who hurt you and what made them, and what did they do to make you feel like you had to stunt so hard for the rest of eternity?
No, you know what? So that was my status because, okay, you know the rapper DaBaby, right? Like, everybody knows him now. So I used to be obsessed with him. Like, he's from Charlotte, so I've known him for years. And that is actually the caption is one of his lyrics from like his early mixtapes. So it was a DaBaby lyric, and like I was a big groupie, so I already wanted cool points for using his lyrics as a caption. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use his lyrics as a caption, but like I don't remember like why I was like so flexing, but I'm like, you know, it's my fucking graduation. Like, what other excuse do you need? Like, I'm like, this is about success. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to your success. Like, that's true. Like, I don't want to be vengeful to someone. It's like what Beyonce said, the best revenge is your paper or whatever. Like, it was the same thing to me. It was just a more hood version.
Okay. That's what's up. Okay, so this last one is this photo right here.
Oh, I love that.
The caption is, just knowing I got my eye on you, you could never take me for a fool.
Oh, that was about someone at the time too, but who was it about?
Yeah, so what was happening in that moment of your life?
who is it about? Okay, I'm trying to think. That was when that Steph London, because that's a song from Steph London. And I was on her early. I think this was probably like 2018, maybe. You just know I got my eye on you, so you can never take me for a fool. I'm trying to think. It's about some dude I was talking to at the time. I ain't even gonna act like I remember. I ain't gonna act like I remember what guy it was, because shit, I don't know. But I know when I typed that caption, I was thinking about a guy, and clearly, I guess I thought he was trying to play me for a fool.
I was like, is this metaphorical? Is this the game, or is this him? Or her?
They're literally, like, I swear, if your song doesn't evoke at least one Instagram captionable, like, line, then you need to just go back to the drawing board. Like,
just start over? Just quit what you was doing?
Yeah, like, yeah, you gotta have your songs these days in 2020. Your song has to have, like, hella Instagram captionable, like, lines, especially for the ladies. So even if it's the most hood song ever, you gotta have, like, one line that's, like, talking about how bad your bitch is or something that a girl can put in her caption.
Yeah. Getting all kinds of tips today. Way to love your body.
For real.
Way to win in the game.
I used to want to be an A&R, so, like, I be up on the music tip a lot. I love music. I love listening to new artists, local artists, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's in your who are you on right now? Who are your favorites?
Okay, so, like, my favorites right now, like, I'm not my top 10 or top 5, like, of life, but my favorite artist right now, I love Young Blue. Young Blue is freaking amazing. I think he's a dope kid. Who else? I really like, of course, Roddy Ricch. Like, everybody's on him right now. Roddy Ricch is dope. Who else? I listen to a lot of Young Blue. Like, I love him. I would like for A Boogie to come out with some new stuff. I don't think he has anything new out right now, but I haven't been up on the music game lately, so he might. I heard Moneybagg Yo just dropped something too. I need to listen to that. I like him.
Yeah, I did. I've heard like 1 or 2 tracks on that. That's cool.
Yeah, I like him. But I really like anything trappy, and anything like emotional. I'm not the biggest Rod Wave fan, but I like his type of music. Like, Derez Deshawn is dope. But I don't know why, like, Rod Wave, he has everything that I like about an artist, but for some reason I'm not feeling it. But definitely pretty much anything that's, like, talking about struggle and trappiness and it has a nice beat, like, I'm with it.
Okay. While we're on this subject, what's the song right now that's like, when you hear it in the club, when you hear it wherever you're working, you know you're about to fuck that song up? What is it? I know you got one.
It's Slide by her and YG.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
That's your shit.
Like, all he wanna do is gas me. Why he end up in the backseat? I'm like, what?
That's when the work is going on.
Like, okay, girl. Yeah, that song, like, I'm ready to, if no one's on the stage and that song's on, I'm hopping on the stage and I'm about to take everybody money because I freaking love that song. Like, that song makes me feel so sexy and, like, sensual, and, like, the beat, and it's just like, and then YG comes in and it's like, I like it a lot.
Okay. What's your dance style? I never asked. Like, what kind of dancer are you? Are you the acrobatic one? Are you the flexible one? Are you the one that's, like, making the party, like the party girl that you want to hang out with? What's your persona?
I'm definitely, like, the party girl. Like, I go on stage smiling, high energy. Like, I want to be the girl that, okay, she's not the most flexible. Okay, she doesn't do a lot of pole work. Like, she's doing everything mediocre, but I still want to give her all my money. Like, that's me. Like, I let my energy, like, win over the crowd because, like, I'm not that good on the pole. I can do a few tricks, but I usually prefer not to because it's painful to me, and, like, I don't feel like people are going to give me more money for it. So I just, like, usually don't do a lot of pole work. But I can twerk really good. Like, if they play a twerking song, I could twerk my ass off. But the clubs that I work at now, for the most part, don't play a lot of twerk music. So it's really just about, like, your energy and, like, converting your energy and making people want to engage with you. That's really my style. My style is connection. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
There's as a club dancer myself, but usually when I was doing it, I was spinning on my head somewhere, or locking. It was like my best dancing was always done in the club. Not when it was like an exhibition, not when it was like we were hanging out or working on moves. It was like in the club with eyes on, everybody watching, just energy. And it was just like that fire, I'm just in it. Don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just in it. I'm living that moment. And I think those dancers definitely are electric when you see them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they do. You just love it.
Right. It gives you something to vibe off of.
Mm-hmm. And it makes you feel like even if I can't do what they're doing, I got to do something. I can't just not. If they're doing all that.
Right. And it's the same way at the club. It's like, dang, she's not my favorite girl, but I have to tip her. Like, I can't just not. Like, the same thing.
You earned it. Take all my money. Take all my money.
How can I not? Yeah.
Okay. So for this last game, it's this is a game I've called the Body Commandments. So I'm going to ask you sort of rapid fire questions, and you're going to give me your first thought response.
Okay.
And they're all going to be things relating to thy body. Okay. Mm-hmm. Does thy body rather be warm or cold?
Warm.
Something pleasurable against thy body is?
Penis.
I should give thy body more of?
I guess the first thing that came to my mind was a spiritual bath. So I should take a spiritual bath later today.
Get it all clean.
Yeah, like some salt and some herbs and some prayer and shit and just rest in there. Yeah, I need that.
Oh, yeah. Thy body's favorite snack is?
Avocado fries.
Avocado fries.
And people think that this is fried avocado, but no, I mean French fries with avocado.
Like, so potato avocado fries. Like ketchup? Like guacamole?
Yes.
Okay.
It's my favorite snack.
Okay. Thy body loves to be pampered with?
Massages. Human touch in general.
Mm. The most amazing thing I can do with my body is?
Eat pussy.
Hey. Happily. Hungrily.
I think that's like my top trick. Like, I feel like of all my skills, the one I'm most proud of. Because I mean, I give good head to men too, but I feel like that's easy to do. Like, guys are so easy to please, but like if you can eat some pussy right, and it's tested and true, like you can eat different types of pussy right.
Right.
You onto something.
I know what you're talking about. Explain it to the viewers.
Yeah.
Because
You feel me.
I feel you. I find it like you must not have nowhere to go, because I'm gonna be here for a while.
Yes, Lord.
Okay. What where am I at? You just threw me off with that. That was funny. I need to nurture or love this thing more in thy body.
Probably my heart.
Okay. Right now, thy body is craving
water and this joint that I was about to smoke before we started this interview.
Yeah, I'm with you. Live your life. I won't want to. Shit. Thy body's favorite place or way to be touched is?
Thy body's favorite place is under the sun, outside in the sun. And its favorite place to be touched, I don't know. Probably either my hair or my booty hole, which are two totally opposite things, but those are the two things that came to my mind.
Sort of, but not.
Okay, how is the hair and the booty hole related?
Okay, so they're two things that, to a degree, get a lot of stimulation, but not a lot of direct interest. Like, for long-haired people, like, I know the one thing in life that I will melt for at any moment of the day, but I'm not gonna let anybody just do it, is a fucking scalp rub.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Putty, turn into putty. It's like nothing else that I do or had going on matters while that right scalp rub is happening. And I imagine with anal play, it's the same sort of thing. It's like, yeah, you sit on it, you touch it, you smack it, but to really like have it engaged and pleasured and given that sensation of like joy and attention, it doesn't receive it. So, or it doesn't receive it as regularly as, you know, you are when you're touched somewhere else. So I could see how those synonymously work.
You're right. That's definitely why, because I'm the same way. I like my feet worshipped a lot too. And it's because like a lot of times, like it's not even that getting my feet rubbed feels that good, although it does feel good, but it's also just a turn on to be having someone touch something that other people might feel like is like something that is untouchable or gross or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's rubbing my feet. Like some people hate feet, but he's like sucking my toes. Like it's like an extra turn on just because of the fact that it doesn't get a lot of attention. Yeah. So yeah, I think the booty hole and the scalp massage, it's all the same thing pretty much. You're right.
Yeah, see you.
You're right. You proved your point.
Thy body's favorite place to go is?
Ghana. What's that?
Why Ghana?
I love it there. It's home. It feels so peaceful. I feel like I don't have to worry about anything else in the world when I'm there. Like the only thing you have to worry about is being, and I love it there. I love that feeling.
You actually have some products that you were promoting from Ghana. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. That was my first business. So I've had Ghana Glam now for like 3 years. I sell stuff from Ghana, handmade items, and it's like a social capitalist venture. So although we do resell items handmade there, we also give back. So my last project was rebuilding a school there in Insawam, and we rebuilt half of it, but unfortunately some things happened with the contractors and stuff there. So we're actually in search right now of a new school to support once the Rona is over, because right now they're on shutdown as well right now. All the schools are out and stuff like that. But basically anything you buy from Ghana Glam, percentage of the proceeds goes to rebuilding schools there and supporting students there. And that's GhanaGlam.com. Ghana like the country, glam like glamorous. You can see everything there.
Okay. Thy body feels safe when?
When it's the little spoon.
That little spoon is everything. You get a good big spoon.
The best.
Who's a better big spoon for you, men or women?
Better big spoon? Probably men. But actually, I take that back. Women are better big spoons. Only because women don't get tired of spooning. A lot of men in my past have complained about spooning. They say that they don't like either their arm hurts or their dick gets too hard and they don't want to just be laying there. Like every guy that I cuddle with, they end up turning around and sleeping the other way. But like somewhere throughout the night, they leave your ass.
Look, y'all heads are heavy though.
Huh?
Y'all heads are heavy. You wake up.
That's what I'm saying.
You wake up, and this whole situation be dead. You can't move. You don't know if you had a stroke on your left side or not. You gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, men can't hang. Y'all not dedicated to the spoon life. Girl, man, my ex, I would go to sleep as a little spoon and I'll wake up cradled, little spoon. So y'all might need to get it together in that regard. In this playing the big spoon, get some stamina.
Okay. Last one. Blank makes my body feel sexy.
Blank makes my body feel sexy. Dancing, pole dancing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there you have it. I don't even need no music.
Hey.
Thanks so much. That was such a good interview.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. I was trying to figure out like ideas on what type of YouTube video I should make today, but I feel like you sparked a lot of conversation in me that I can probably pull from and decide what I'm gonna put on the tube today. So I appreciate you for, choosing me to do this.
Totally. Thanks so much for tuning in for today's episode of Love Thy Body. Make sure you stay connected by liking, subscribing, and leaving comments. Love to hear from you. And until next time, we'll see you soon.